How are we? I am fantastic and I am doing really well. Yes, yes, yes. I hope you are okay. I am okay. Hello, Rachel. I hope you're all doing well. Guess who managed to get monetized today after years? Well, literally more than 3 years of trying. I set up my AdSense account in the first week of June 2022. Welcome, Nick. How are you? How is everyone? I hope you are all well. Oh. How goes it? Outrageous. The first super chat on a live stream goes to Mitra K. Thank you, Mitra K. Yay, my brew. It is I. Do you know the monetization thing, right? It's a weird thing to say, but it's not. At the point it got to, right, it wasn't necessarily about the money. It was more the principle of the thing. It's like, yes, the money, but more the fact I'd been trying for 3 years and failing consistently. I can only do it on a desktop. Only do it on like the desktop site. You can't do it on a mobile site, which I think is a massive problem. And it's not intuitive at all, you're right. Oh my God. The money is rolling in. Oh my God, what is this? We have a goal. What is a goal? Set a timer, 2 hours. What does that mean? This is all new to me. Set a goal to engage with your audience in a new way. Once you reach your goal, celebrate with your community. What am I supposed to do? How will you celebrate? I'll probably just carry on doing what I do all the time anyway. What's my fragrance of the day? What is my fragrance of the day? Aha! I was talking to Houdini today and he said he hated this. So I was like, aha! You hated it? Yeah. How do you like that shit? There is a bottle of Nexon. Celebrate with feet pictures. It's a good call. I'm literally just doing this because I don't know what I'm doing, if I'm honest. We'll say hello to everyone. Let's do what I do know how to do. Hello, Rachel. Hello, Germs. Hello, Mitra. Finally catching a live, says Rachel. Welcome, Nick. How are you? Everyone is saying hello. Welcome, Noah. How is Noah? Didn't know Noah had his own Discord. Didn't realize how big Noah was on oh God, what's it called? TikTok. Massive. This is the whole world. That was like a whole iceberg out there, you know, because I am only present on YouTube, and I think I'll only ever be present on YouTube. I'm never going on Facebook. God forbid someone from real life finds us. Christ, I'd die. Cringe so hard I might actually fix me back. Am I joining Twitter? No. Am I joining Reddit? No. No, I'm definitely not joining Reddit. There's too much writing. That's what I don't like. The thing is about YouTube is that I can just sit on my arse and talk. I don't have to type. I don't have to write things out. Like, anybody who knows us in real life knows that I would much rather just, like, send a voice message, you know? Because I am lazy. If they can invent a way to communicate where all I have to do is think, Now, I've said that, haven't I? Usually I speak without thinking, so really, as long as you can just sort of, as long as I can just sit here and talk, I'm happy, I'm at peace with that. It's cool, But yes, Noah is massive. Mr. and Mrs. Sniff. I joined his Discord. It was fun. Excuse me. Welcome, Artisan Dish. How are you? How is Mitra? Mitra's still here. Welcome, Christina. Yes, the mansion will thrive. The mansion will thrive. I'll be able to get a carpet. I'll be able to get a carpet for the mansion. How fun. A carpet for the mansion? My God. What I'm actually going to do with the money is I'm just going to save it. I'm just going to pretend like it's not there. I don't know what I'll do with it eventually, but I'll just sort of I'll just leave it, and yeah, I don't know. I went to click on one of my my own videos today to watch it, and an ad came up, and I was like, "What?" Never occurred to us that never occurred to us that I'd have to watch adverts on my own fucking content. I thought it was this dickhead. Do you know what I mean? Jesus Christ! Oh God. Anyway, sorry. Let me catch up. Woohoo! Welcome, Jordan Albro. Welcome, Christina. Thank you, Germs. And thank you, Noah. All too kind. The recognition is important, says Rachel. Yeah, it kind of feels, a little bit, yeah. Yeah, it is, yeah. People get a little bit kind of, I don't want to say bashful, but kind of you get a little bit of imposter syndrome where you're like, I don't want to be like, here I am, but that's kind of the world we're in now. You've got to kind of push yourself, and I find that quite difficult. I would call, but have to fold, says Ricardo. US duck, yes. Any form of currency is welcome. Send money or don't. Hello, everyone is saying hello. Tim, welcome. PK, welcome to you. Oof. PK is wearing What a Portugal. The lavender session inspired me today. Yeah, it was good. That was a good stream that cheered us up. Welcome, Pat. You deserve it. Just don't do. Do. I don't know what that means. Sent of the day, a bunch of samples all at once. Lily sent $1. And what a fetching dollar it is, too. I'll figure it out. Yeah. Good evening, Pradeep. Are you joining Tinder, says Mitra. No, I can't do that either. Dating apps, that's another form of having to sell yourself. Really struggle. I couldn't possibly. Like the stream. Like the stream, friends. If you like liking streams, like this stream. It is a stream and it is likable. Like it. Reddit is bad, says Dixit. Yes. Reddit is terrible. Bad is being very kind. It is terrible. Welcome, Sense for Thought. How are you? Let's celebrate their first super on a live stream. Thank you, Christina. You sent a sticker. It's also exciting and new. I'm doing absolutely fabulous. Fantastic. Fabulous and doing really well. Dallas says, hello, Rich. Scent of the day, Eau Sauvage, 2004. What kind of bottle is that? What shape bottle is that? It's not like the more modern one, is it? I haven't worn that for a while. I've been wearing this today. Houdini was absolutely panning this. It was giving us absolute hell about it. I've got to have used about 15 mil of this. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's really nice. Galen says, are you and Eugene still not talking to each other? Trouble in paradise? I was talking to Eugene in the chat earlier. In the group chat. Undo the stretched view. No idea how that happened. Still to this day. To this day, I have no idea how that's happened. I think it might be the phone. Because I use my old phone to stream on. I use my newer phone to do, what's it called? Videos on, but I use my old phone to do streams, so I think it's that. I think YouTube's trying to squeeze us into doing vertical streams, and I just don't want to, if I'm being honest. Like, with the monetization, like, the content's not going to change. Like, I'm not going to start doing top 10s and I might start doing a few extra shorts to draw like attention to the channel, but there'll be shorts on like the type of things that I do now. Where are we? What's his is mine for your information, everyone. Twin rights. Yes, we give a third to YouTube, and then we half everything else. What level of grooviness will the new carpet have? 10 out of 10, we hope. Yes, I might get a shag pile rug, but just a massive one. I don't know that I'll get a carpet in here this year, to be honest. Not at the rate I'm going at the minute. Is that a 100mm tower? It looks like one, doesn't it? It looks like one, doesn't it? It's just buggered. I see he's brought vanilla and rose flashback in 50ml bottles. In 50ml bottles that, excuse me, where and like the normal blue ones, you know. I need to find Incense Extreme. No, not Incense Extreme. I need to find Incense Rose. It's back there. I've just seen it. I should wear that again because I loved wearing that earlier this year. It's meant to rain. It's meant to rain this week, so it's probably a good idea. I'll be able to, excuse me whilst I hydrate, I'll be able to use said perfume. Tim Wilcox. Hi. Oh, nice. Glad to see someone still wearing it. I'm in Sicilian Mandarin today. Babakaya. You? Jordan Albro, thank you very much. Cheers, Rich. Get pissed. Yes. Rich is always pissed. Pissed off, that is. Hey, what's wrong with Tinder? It's all right for people who are okay with, like, you know, being social. I'm not. I'm just not all right with being social. Terrified. People. God. Jesus. I am literally old man who... Me and Jonathan were laughing about this earlier. We are Grandpa Simpson. Old men yell at cloud, you know. Just as Doe, welcome to you. Wearing Bortnikoff's Amber Cologne. That's quite a well-loved one. Speaking of love, Dushan says, I love the stream. Welcome, Stevie Ray Juan. Hello. Amber Grey Jewel. That's a fantastic name. Please tell me your thoughts on Tinder and selling yourself. Not a fan. Other people, fine. You know? For me, no. No, no, no. That's the giant bottle, mate. I'll show you a giant bottle. Speaking of Jonathan, look what Jonathan sent us. That is a big old bottle of Jules. It's a factice. I've been called a factice bastard before, or words to that effect. That is a factice. Let's go to Substack, says Pradeep. Me and Pradeep should start a Should start a blog on Substack. I was inspired by the lavender stream as well and wore Boy for a few days, says Rachel. Boy is good, but I must admit, when I was smelling Beau de Jour the other day, God, what a perfume that is. My Lord. That is an incredible perfume. I think this week's video, I'm going to do a final impressions on those Aritzia Legrands. I'm going to do a comparison between the first two formulations of Bois d'Argent at Karen's request. I might do that, actually, if people... Well, that's actually something I've picked up from Archie Luxury. I watch these, my dirty little secret, Archie. I watch Archie and like late at night. He's on at like 12 o'clock my time. So at night. So he does like, he'll do things for money. So if people have video ideas, as long as they're not fucking disgusting or outrageous or something that I'm obviously not going to do. If you tell us to do something that I'm like, oh God, no. But I'm going to do that video. Karen gave us that idea. Or I said I was going to do it, and Karen was like, yes. So yes, I'm going to do that. Fixie Damn Aspect Ratio says, Karen, for $5. I would if I could. I would do that for nothing. You wouldn't have to send money for us to do that. But I have no idea what I am doing. I am simply useless. So I think it's the phone. Literally did nothing and everything's changed. We could use another Duck Rachel stream. I would be game for that. Yes. Are you going to review K. Arley? No. Yes, I can do that for you right now. It's shite. There you go. Someone say ass, says James. Aspect. I think we're planning for one. We are planning for one. Hello, Richie B. How are you? Yes, all brands going to send you hampers now. One of the first things I did, on the monetization thing, it says, do you want to set up like brand partnerships? So like it gives, I don't know how it does it, but like you can work with brands. I think that's where people make the real money. I don't think it's from super chats and stuff like that. I think it's from partnerships and sponsorships. I'm not prepared to do that. That is a hard no. That I'm definitely not doing that. I will take free samples, as in actual samples, not Persolace samples, like 2 mil samples from basically anyone. And because I think all of those should be free to people to try. You should get one. You should get at least one each, you know. Maybe 2. See if you use the 2 mil and you're still undecided. Like I was with Monsieur. That said, I had a bottle of Monsieur and I'm still not sure how I completely feel about it. Amber Woods. I could review that perfume again and give a different review. You know? Weird perfume. I really wanted to like it, but there's amber wood in there and it's just fucking disgusting. Just use patchouli, for God's sake. That's what's happening, you know. They've replaced patchouli with fucking amber woods. Quite interested to hear Remy when he was on a stream, I think with Eugene. Or was it Persolace? It was someone. And he was like, oh, the patchouli trade's absolutely dodgy as fuck. I was like, oi. Dallas says, for your information, I'm watching all of Richard's lives from the beginning. It's a great watch and very entertaining. He is. He leaves comments on all of them. It's quite funny. You get a comment at like 2 o'clock in the morning. He's like, hi, I'm over here. And I'm like, whoa, what are you doing over there? It's it makes me lol. Welcome, Jonathan. A germs and duck live stream is a great idea, says Rachel. Yes. Other people don't want that, but thank you. I am wearing that Joe right now, says Duchamp. Oh, factice. Wipe that thing off. Yeah, yes. If I had something to wipe it off with, I would. Love a good factice. I've got the Chorus one. The Chorus one's right there. I can see it from here. But I've got a shamefully messy. It's not dirty, but it's messy. I've got bottles and old candle fucking. I've got old candle jars stacked up and stuff like that. I need to get rid of them. If anybody wants some old jars like candle holding glass, let us know. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 average size diptyque ones, and then I've got a few of the smaller ones as well. Oh my God, would you look at this, guys? Family Jules says nowhere. I just got 2 little minis. Cute. Yes, we love a good mini as well. I've done the... no, I haven't done the mini the mini video, but I have done the soap video. Deep Dab Wave says, hello, Rich, loving your taste. Are you planning to get anything from the upcoming Original Dore release? Always appreciating it. Thank you, Deep Dab Wave. No, I'm not. I've tried some Original Dore. It's not really my thing. That kind of indie artisan sort of side of thing, few and far between are the perfumes that I like from that. I've got a couple of Bortnikoffs over there, but they're just like, you know, they're nothing special. They're not like rare, expensive, hard to get things. I think Oud Maximus and Oud. There's another one. There's a chocolate Oud and there's an Oud, and they're nice. They're nice, but I find them quite difficult to wear. I don't know. I don't understand them. I'll tell you what I do with them. I'll put some on an arm and I'll spend time with it that way. You know? Like I've been doing with Immortelle Solaire. If you look at what I've done to that. Like, I'll put the Jules up here because it's a big unit. Oof! So, look at that. Right? And all of that has been put on the back of my hand. All of that's been put on the back of my hand, and that is a lot of like 1 and 2 sprays on the back of my hand, you know. Houdini was slaughtering this today, saying he thinks it's absolutely shit as fuck. I was like, oh, Pradeep hates it as well. So I'm like listening to these 2 people, and they're both like, it's awful, it smells indie, it's fucking foul, like, you know. All of that stuff. So indie's not my thing, but nothing would make us happier than for indie to come out and just be like, bang! I'd like to smell Baikal Gris. My God, will you look at this guy's family jewel? I enjoyed that. There are Karen's demand, says Karen. Karen's demand. There are so many Tom Ford frags I've yet to experience. Need to check out Bodager. Apparently it's discontinued. Please review the Chiali lineup, says Mitra. I don't want to, I'm scared. Richie B says, what's the word on the white tower bottle? I arrived late, sorry. It's called Nexin. It is a limited edition to 1,000. There's only 1,000 of them, all right? Everybody else seems to hate it. I really, really like it. Rich, if you don't fix this video format, I'm going to get myself over there. Over you come, Carl. We will take pictures together and all the girls will fume as I wash my clothes on your abs. That was a quickie. The review of Chiali, I mean. I see. I've been showing off the tower ball. Tower, next in. Ad revenue is chips unless you have millions of subs, says Pradeep. No, says 30 watching, 15 likes. The math isn't mathing. It was never my strong suit. I can't actually see how many there are because I'm actually leaning back in my chair now. And I haven't got my glasses on. Oh, God. All money is made from brand deals. Yeah, ad revenue is chips unless you've got millions of subs. Yeah. So it's literally just going to be donations if people are feeling it, you know. Yeah, those little 2 to 3 ml samples should be free. And they should be free to everybody as well. You know, that's just my philosophy on it. Nobody else has to go along with it. It's just how I feel. I remember getting 2 to 4 samples when I buy from a department store. Yeah, you don't get a lot of that anymore. You know, especially with fucking Chanel, man. Apparently Chanel attacked Sebastian. We'll come on to that in this video. In this stream, excuse me. But Julia's like YouTube. Aki Gallowwood is like TikTok. That's a very good way of putting it. A very frightening way of putting it. But still a very good way of putting it. All the new Aqua de Parma scents this year have a bunch of amber woods. It's alarming and sad because they're all more expensive. Carl, that's sad to hear, says Rachel. Yes, and that is because they just put... I've come to the conclusion it's just that they put amber woods in for the performance. Just so there's a smell that lasts for a very long time. They've listened to what the young'uns want. And the young'uns want performance. And it started... I say it started. It was popular... Jeremy Fragrance, frankly. So he has kind of made that market where they've abandoned a lot of old ways of making perfume, and they've put amber woods as like a standard base in things, or the structure of the base is around amber wood or related materials. God, I'm so fat. Christ. I really need to sort my diet. How's salad for tea, though, you'll be pleased to hear. There's a new Barenia Eau de Parfum Intense. Ugly scenes. Yeah. Excuse me, sorry. YouTubers make money off sponsors and partnerships more than anything. I saw a video where the perfume guy was saying he pays his editors $5,000 a month. He must make some serious coin. Same with Jensen's. Yeah, terrifying. They get the views, and to be fair, what they've become is they've become independent contractors in marketing. No more live stream collabs with you, Rich. I've lost 4 subs since Saturday. But how many did you gain? How many did you gain from the one previous? People just don't like lavender. That's the problem. Richie B. Duck likes it. Who is Duck? Rich likes it. Rich is Duck. You're too much of a financial risk for me, says Galen. You're not even monetized anymore. You lost the enemies of the duck, Galen, says Carl. Yes, that's right. Galen, if you'd like to lose some more, I am here for you, says Mitra. Quack, quack, motherfuckers. Congratulations on getting monetized, says Offenlicht. Thanks. Figured I got rid of all the old enemies. Maybe he has a few new ones. Ooh, exciting. Bonjour, Rich. Let us chat about scents, says Ryan X. Yes. We have Ryan X and Ryan Y. A full house. I do the same with Jinx Parfums. I sample them. But when can I wear it? Some perfumes just can't be worn. Some perfumes I really, really, really love the smell of. But I couldn't imagine smelling of them. Does that make sense? Like, I don't want people to think... Well, it's not that I don't want people to think I smell like that. That's the wrong way of putting it. I don't want the smell of that kind of perfume most of the time. That's just not the perfumes that I like. I look at my collection now, what I've kind of boiled it down to a bit. And most of it, there's not many more fragrances I want to sell, to be honest. I've got about 30 up for sale actively, and then I should really get rid of a lot of backup bottles again. You know, really I should. And I'll continue to do that over time when I can bring myself to do it. But Like, what's going on? My phone's froze. Oh, the shit house. Work. There it is. Yeah, sorry. I should really thin out the herd as far as the the backups are concerned. Gail says we should use the super chat money to buy Rich like 100,000 subscribers. I've been doing this for 3 years and got just under 4,000. I've said for a long time though, I would rather build my own community. I would rather find the right people who fit in with the ethos, the philosophy of the community, where people are friendly, where people are nice, at least civil with each other. Don't do a lot of backstabbing and backshitting. You know, I'm not asking anybody to suppress their feelings or anything, but like, you know, just try not to be too dickish, and I'll try not to be too dickish as well. I mean, it's easily done, you know. Houdini is my uncle from another mother, says Pradeep. It's strange because I look more like him, but your tastes are more kind of similar. Scent of the day, Riesler Doria, Russian Oud 2, says Ryan. A deep, heavy cacao with the fermented Indian oud. So, I like the cacao in the Bortnikov. I really do. If he could sell that, I reckon he could sell that to, like, perfume houses and stuff like that. I would do it, I often think, you know, what fragrance would I get made by Les Indomptables if I had access to the materials and stuff, you know? I'd like them to get a lavender or use the lavender from the one that's in Beau de Jour. I think Pradeep said it was the LMR lavender. So use that. Have mint. Use Les Indomptables patchouli. Maybe use the chocolate as well. The cacao that's in Vanilla Van. Maybe a little bit of ambergris, maybe a little bit of orange blossom. I imagine that would be quite a strange perfume, though. Oh, I've got an interesting story to tell you. I walked into this building today and I had to sign in when I got there. And I was stood there signing in. I was like, I can smell Amen. I was like, I can smell Amen. I can smell the base of Amen. I was like, I can smell it. I know it. I looked at the bloke and he looked at me. I looked at the bloke and I walked through the doors and I was like, fuck this. And I walked back out and went to him. I was like, excuse me. And he was like, yes. I was like, are you wearing Amen by Thierry Mugler? He was like, what? What are you talking about? I was like, it smells like the aftershave Amen by Thierry Mugler. He was like, I've got no idea what that is or what you're talking about. And I turned and there was these two women talking to each other, minding their own business. And I was like, excuse me. I was like, are you wearing perfume? And one of the lasses was like, I am wearing Hugo Boss. And the other one turned and looked at us and said, I'm wearing Alien. I was like, aha! Aha, ha, ha! There is the smell of Alien in Amen. Certain of it. There is something of Alien in Amen or something of Amen in Alien. And I was like, get in. By Calgary. Oh, I'm behind. Rich, you like that next in there? I love it. I love it. 7 more super chats and Duck is on the next level. Come on, says Christina. Richie B says, tell me about it. Lemon verbena, iris, vetiver, geranium, bergamot, sparkly at the top, quite resinous, thick. It's not resinous per se. It's more thick and round and creamy in the mid, and just dries down. Fresh, smells like a really high end, like hand wash, soap, cream, moisturizer type thing. It's just lovely. I just think it's a lovely, lovely smell. Wait till you smell Shadid rotten, says Pradeep. Yeah, that's an overreaction. If ever I heard one, the new Les Indomptables. That's an overreaction. I quite like the new Les Indomptables, but I'm not going to buy it. Buy up there unwanted? Nah. Zorro unwanted? Yes, unwanted by night. We've all been unwanted by night. I've got to run to pick up my son in a few minutes, but I'm so glad to come out and hang out. Chat again soon. Yes. Hopefully we will do a live stream soon. Are Rich Mitch donations tax deductible? I don't know. Ryan says he was fuming. Chanel hate influencers. Yes. Yes, Sebastian was barely contained rage. He looked like he was going to kill again. You know? He's been done twice. Somebody mentioned, I think it was Ryan actually before, mentioned that Sebastian's talked about paying his editors $5,000 a month. Maybe he wants to take a fucking look at these editors who are using these pictures and putting these things in, because they're the ones who have got him on the hook for this twice now. Right? Imagine if Sebastian was demonetized, or worse, lost his channel. That'd be the second time he's lost his channel. And what he needs to realize is, if he's fallen foul of the rules, as harsh as it seems, the rules haven't just been retroactively fitted and he's being punished for something he did in the past before the rules were changed. These are the rules that are set out. There's a very good chance I'm going to fall foul of the rules on monetization because of the amount of swearing, because of the amount of just the things I talk about, just the way I am. Do you know what I mean? And if that happens, it happens. Like, but that's just it's just the way it is, you know. It's just the way it is. Things will never be the same. All right, and I go to pretending to work. Ugh. Come to the mountain, Rich, says Dushan. Sorry, I've just missed a large amount of the chat there. Because it reloaded and I've lost a large amount. So wherever I was, I'm sorry if I've missed anything. Enjoyed the lavender session, says PK. Can't stand for that. Coffee is the only way, says Jonathan. Drank loads of tea today. Good grief. Drank 2 cups of tea this morning. Drank another cup of tea when I was in the afternoon. Another one when I was on the way home. And then I've had another 2 since then. God knows how many that is, but it's not enough. Often, like, says, I sprayed current formula sartorial on my arm 3 hours ago. So far, no headachy amberwoods. Dry down is mostly resins and patchouli. I'm at peace with that. That's okay. The lavender issue was great, says Tim. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I added the ethereal Galen after the Italian live stream, says Delise. Yes, it's fun. Welcome, Vic. How are you, sir? Scent of the day is Aramis 900. Good fragrance. Very good fragrance. Reminds me a little bit of Ho Hang. Balenciaga's Ho Hang Club, I should say. Hello, Alicia. How are you? Not a good way to start a lavender video by roasting Sauvage and Lamal. Well, if you think about it, it's a very good way to start a lavender video because both those fragrances are shite. And here are some alternatives which are not shite. In fact, they're very good, you know. Welcome, Carl. How's Carl doing? I hope you're well. Carl is back on the scene. He has been making videos. Carl is an OG. Rich, do you like LV Nuit de Feu? Feu. That one really grew on me. I dislike LV, but I like their polished, refined style, and the blending is excellent. Well, it's Cavalieri, so you can expect them to be well made. I just don't like the smell of them. I had Hortus Sanitatis, which I thought smelled a bit like Nuit de Feu. That kind of, it's a very synthetic. I agree with the term polished, but it's like polished metal. It's kind of like really waxy, laminated. Laminated's a really good word for it as well. It feels as like a barrier between you and the actual like, it feels like there's like a barrier up between you and the perfume because of the synthetic, I want to say the synthetic nature, like the synthetic nature of the perfume, you know. Nuit de Feu was all right. Eugene sent us a sample, and I wore it, but it's not something I would buy. It was all right. It was one of the least egregious ones. If any of you all familiar with Marlon Harrison, I was talking to him years ago and asked him about Comme des Garçons, and he said they are brilliant and utterly unwearable. There are perfumes like that. There's an element of a Riche Ladurée like that, actually, for me. I really like the smell of them, and I think, oh, that's really cool. But could I wear one? I'm not sure I could. Isn't it to fit anything like Dawn from Frederick Moss? Someone else with more experience would have to answer that. Worthless by LV, says Essence. Yes, Vic, that's right. Nuit de Feu. Best of LV, says Pradeep. Strange that they'd never had fragrances of any note before then. Spaced Out says, Pradeep, to be fair, I don't hate Imagination and L'Immensité. They can get boring, but they are good warm weather scents. I like a little bit more kind of tumultuousness, like a little bit more of unraveling in the perfumes, you know. I need that girl on, which is good for headache. Cologne Imperial. Duchamp. Frag guys is true, rather have less subs, but true frag heads. Yes, you'd rather have the right people. Oh no, not the back shitting, says Ryan. Yeah, don't shit on your back. And certainly don't let anyone else shit on your back. Get rid of the cunts, says Karen. Yes, the best way. You want to create a nice place to be? Get rid of the people who are arseholes. Try not to be too backstabby. Yeah, I wore that Russian Oud too recently, Ryan. Good stuff. Some myrrh. Yes, a bit of myrrh in my perfume. Whatever the base, them resins are in the base of Orange or Sirocco. Beautiful. Maltol Mugler. Yeah, there was something like that, yeah. I don't detect any awful amberwood shenanigans from these 4 sprays of current sartorial yet, says Offenlich. The same amber? One of the Cuba scents, those cheapies, smells close to Amen. Cuba. Cubano. Men smell like aliens. Well, Cool Tiggin. Welcome, Cool Tiggin, sorry. Welcome. Alien is a jasmine explosion. I got whatever it was, like that caramel, sweet, warm, like slightly burnt caramel sort of smell from it. Was glorious. I wish you're just going to stand next to her. Yeah, RO2, Russian Oud 2 is very long lasting, Jonathan. Are you going to buy any of the newer releases? Says Ryan. Ryan X. Love Sartori. I love Sartori. I'm picturing Richard saying all of this to them. I did. Absolutely, I did. I was like, it smells fucking lush. She was like, thanks very much. I was like, nee, bother. Thank you. John, same here, bro. I almost sold it last year. Glad I didn't. Mugler Cologne is back. Fixed. Mugler Cologne is back. Don't tease. Don't tease, mate. Don't tease. Ryan, I've been checking. And has he released the individuals because the sets are all gone? Wild how he just generates $1,700 for 5 perfumes, 30 mil as well, and people just buy them up without smelling them. But he's got it, you know. I don't hate him for anything. It's just amazing. Ryan said, I've been sorry, I've read that. I want a bottle of Azzaro Unwanted Forever. They can get on that stuff. 1 million bottles sold, says Spaced Out. Watch Nicholas. Thank you. Been spending a lot of time watching Watch Nicholas. I do watch Nicholas. But I saw that, although Come Together was basically the same. Thank you for the $2. Cool. It's a sticker. Look, it moves. Sebastian did not find those Chanel X's executives delicious. Yeah, the legal department are justifying their existence quite hard. They do a lot of what feels like they're very protective of something which is, I don't want to say a shadow of its former self, but it's certainly not the brand it was 40 years ago. You know, in the 80s when they had Diana with the bag and the dress, and they're not doing things like that anymore. They haven't got Lagerfeld and his pomp strutting around telling everybody what they should and shouldn't wear and how they should go about it. And they're not they're living on the name as so many designers are at the minute. So many brands are. Taffy J. Thank you, Taffy J. Congratulations. Well deserved. Love the duck. Duck loves the taffy. Tasty taffy. Duchefort is one of my favourites. Come Together was basically the same. Are they bringing their Mugler cologne back? Sorry, I'm just coughing away. That'd be fun. Oh, mine too. Aramis Original will be discontinued by the Lauder Group. Such a shame. Yes, that is right. They're getting rid of the Aramis fragrances. They just don't sell. So I've got a vintage bottle. I've got a bottle from like the 80s or something like that. It's incredible. No mate individual bottles arrive this Saturday, 8 p.m. UK time, says Ryan. Fuck Chanel, says Jason. If you get demonetized for politics, I'm going to thump you. Yes, I'll give myself a good slap if if that happens. I need to be careful about reviewing Chanel's, don't I? We'll have to be careful about that. Oh, excuse me. We'll see. I'll just crack on anyway. I'm going to try and stay away from politics as much as possible. Doesn't Demodable need to make an incense fragrance? Yes, I was thinking this. I was thinking what they're going to do next, and an incense one would go down a treat. A lavender one would. And if they turn around and say, well, we did make Fougere Emerald, I'm going to be like, no. I want you to get rid of the tuberose, please, and use that new patchouli and make it big, verbose. Go out and make some rosemary somewhere, you know? Do something. Les Insensimadablas. Did I miss something? Are there going to be adverts? Yes, I've been monetized. Sorry. But yes, I got an advert on my own video today. I was quite surprised. Got a nap now. I got a gym class in an hour, says Dallas. I tried to nap today. I haven't had my daily nap. I feel kind of weird. Like, wait, give us this day our daily nap. Oh, Shine, you're going to grab something? Brother OG wasn't exactly thick on me. I hope they haven't shat all over it like they've shot. Oh, I've just remembered they're owned by fucking L'Oreal. Ah! Pain and suffering. Tell you what else is pain and suffering. I've got a chip on a tooth and it keeps cutting into my cheek. It hurts. Excuse me, sorry. Don't worry, we'll be a few years before discounters all run out of their stock, says Jason. I'm on from their sub brands like Investi have incense. Did D&G Port Hom come up in the Lavender Live? I don't know. I did wear it last week. Sorry, give us a second. Just don't want to cough in your ears. There's something lurking on my chest. Stop lurking on me. Get back. Hold on, Carl has a channel. Did I know that? I don't know. Carl does have a channel. Cold Tiggins says, oh, what I think of Hermes, oh intense. What you think of Hermes, oh intense vetiver compared to the OG? What you think of it? I prefer the original. I prefer the original Tour de Hermes. The oh intense vetiver is nice. Probably my... it's probably my second favourite. The rest of them, not so much. The Parfum's good, but not a big fan. Not as big a fan as I am of the Eau de Toilette. I rarely wear the Eau de Toilette as well. Do you know, I was looking at it, I was thinking, I've owned you for the best part of 10 years, right? And that's all I've used of it, which is a shame because it's a fantastic perfume, and I wouldn't sell it. I'm not going to be like, oh, I've got a vintage bottle of Hermes, Tour de Hermes, and I want to sell it. Give me £8,000. It's not what I'm saying. But I wish I wore it more. I should wear it more. I'm going to wear it this week. I'm going to wear it this week. Yes. For the petroleum. Thank you, Delise. Comme des Garçons has so many wearable ones, though. I don't think they're generally challenging. This is often liked. Comme des Garçons it's a Comme des Garçons is a strange brand. When they're a little bit like Serge Luton. When they hit different, and they're wildly good. And when they miss different. They go off into space. There's some really strange stuff there. They're vetiver. That vetiver cologne thing, lovely. I'm going into town at some point this week, and I'm gonna go and smell. I'm gonna go and smell the that at there's a store here called Ends, and they've got Comme des Garçons on it, so I'm gonna go in there and smell that again. Lovely. Deep Debwave says, such fragrance as Leonard Pour Homme isn't very talked about, but I find it very unique and with quite a leathery character that I may feel hard to wear for some. Any thoughts on that, Rich? Yes, I actually have it. I can see it. It's back there, right at the back, and for proof, not that you asked for proof, but for proof, I'm going to show you it. Oh, God. Don't break anything. There it is. That's a miracle. Here it is. Come on, Leonard. There you go. I got myself a little Leonard. This is. I've had this for a long, long time. It is very leathery. I get a little bit like something, a little bit ginger. There's something a bit gingery about it, like a ginger cake type vibe. Like not fizzy ginger, but like a resinous kind of ginger, like a thick ginger. It's it's really interesting and really it's really cool. It wears a little bit. It wears a little bit leathery, like you said. It's very different. It shouldn't be out in the spring rotation. It has no right to be out during the spring rotation. This is Beauty Wood. This is Beauty Wood by what's she called? House of Matriarch. I should wear this more often. It's actually really nice. I hate when YouTube blocks my super chat, says Dushan. What's it done that for? I agree often. Like, Comme des Garçons fragrances are unwearable. That's why so many people wear them, says Karen. Rubini could do a good incense, says James. I'd like a green incense. I really like Kyoto. I should wear that again. Hyperion was an incense, only it smells like fish. Thank you, Ryan. Do you mean Angel, Rich? Alien isn't sweet at all. She said it was Alien, right? But it could very well have been Angel. You know? Comme des Garçons Pebble bottles are all very wearable. Yes, but they're a pain in the arse to own. Fragrance Collector says, I ran out of fragrances to buy. I managed to find more watching Sebastian's channel, so I'm glad I found me Birchwood colognes. Birchwood colognes? Don't just buy fragrances for the sake of it. First time I tried Amen in 2005, the dry down smelled like darker chocolate and patchouli. Yeah, it's changed over the years. I mean, L'Oreal have absolutely destroyed it, like, but what can you do? What can you do except hoard older bottles, which I had the foresight to do because L'Oreal have never taken what you call a legacy perfume and not shat all over its legacy. You know? Scandalous. Scandalous. First time I tried sorry, I've read that. Broad, that's right, although I feel like it wasn't the main character. I'm going to pull out my sample, says James. Daffy says, lol, Karen, Daphne is wearable but a commitment. Sticky cake is very nice, comforting despite the name. Cake. I had some Battenberg yesterday. Sensational cake. Massively underrated and underexposed. People don't talk about Battenberg enough. What a cake that is. There's all sorts of shenanigans going on with Battenberg. It's a crazy cake. There's pink. There's yellow. There's a bit of like goo in the cross that keeps everything together. Goes around the outside. It's absolutely outrageous. And it's a strange shape as well. I can give a Battenberg a right hiding. They're fantastic. Chanel is still huge. I'm so far behind. Chanel is still huge. People would just buy it for the name, like the new Chance or Super Leggera. Yeah. Richie B says, make Fougères and Chypres great again. Yes, please. Hide your Chanel bottles, says Delise. Yes, they're coming for us. Bro, I just got pepper. I just got pepper and a horrible synthetic C note with citrus. It's pretty horrible. Nino Slabs, welcome. How are you? Vacation is finally here after almost a year. Good Lord. Scent of the night is Louis Vuitton Imagination. And tomorrow I'm seeing Guns N' Roses in Budapest. I saw them at on the Ozzy Osbourne concert. Bless him. He did rather well considering the state he must be in, like. Gosh, today I sinned, says Sandra. It was my daughter's birthday party. I drank too much wine and Prosecco. I snacked a lot, but I managed to resist the birthday cake. Back on track tomorrow, luckily. I do love good cake. No matter what it's like, people will say it's not as good. Yeah, love that. Give us this day our daily nap. If you've got time for one, if you've got time for a timeout, you've won. Absolutely sensational. Time to hydrate, yes. Much hydration, says Karen. Often says, give me the vanilla from Vanilla Van with the lavender from Fougère Emeraude and the myrrh from Oriental Velour. Not sure if it works, but man, I would have a ton of fun playing with those raw materials. Yes, I'm sure you get on late to try and feng shui. I mean, this is the man that made Riennes, so I'm sure you could feng shui stuff into position to get them to work. I would want the mint in there. I would want the mint with the lavender and the patchouli. That's where I'd start for a Fougère. I'd want the patchouli from Patchouli Noisette. I'd want the mint from Rose de Jamal. And I would want them to get an outrageous lavender, the one from LMR. Outrageous. Welcome, Micah. Guilty pleasure today. What you doing? Happy Bastille to all the French people in the chat. Enchanté. Not enchantés here, just très bon to the French. Thanks for the perfumes. Comme des Garçons have a couple of Paris exclusives need to sniff, says Pradeep. Did Comme des Garçons design the clothes for that Jaguar ad? Oof. If they did, I wouldn't admit to it. Comme des Garçons are great, says Micah. Excellent. To be fair, I know all about these designers, and I wouldn't know their clothes if I looked at them. So I've opined on their clothes there, and I know nothing of them. Excellent. Vetiveru deserves hype just for pronouncing it as in Tamil language, says Pradeep. Vetiveru. I picked up Vetiveru for 47 quid. You can't beat it, says often. Like, that isn't outrageous. It's a lot of perfume. Apparently you used to be able to get it in a 500ml. I fucking love out like that, me. Jesus. Comme des Garçons is just like Eldo. They're both eccentric. Welcome, Sutu. Something different in a sea of the same. That's what we need. There's a lot of the Comme des Garçons that are synthetic mask. There's also a lot that aren't. How does Leonard compare to Sheldon? Big Bang Theory joke, says Richie B. Have you smelled Robert Piguet's Bandy? Yes, I have. I was in End just today. They also have Heckles, now renamed People Care. Planet Care, which is god-awful focus group name. Interesting fragrances, though. They do Pegwell Bay. Ah. You sent me some Pegwell Bay, didn't you, Tim? I want the 2011 self-titled Comme des Garçons because of that brown packing tape note, unashamedly synthetic. I think that's quite cool. You know, I don't know that I want to wear that or do that, but yeah. I used up my bottle of Kyoto before Avignon, even though I like Avignon more, says Karen. That does happen, to be fair. Tim Wilcox says, probably has. I sent him some vintage Bandy Parfum, and it was pretty special. Welcome, Cole Moran. How are you? Thanks for coming by. Often like says, maybe it's one of the Angel Flankers. I tried the extra dose, and that was a Tuberose, a vanilla musk bomb. Comme des Garçons collab with Stussy Laguna Beach. It actually smells like Laguna Beach, even the dirty part. Love it, says James. What can you do when they come for you? Bad boys, bad boys. I'm sure Sebastian is singing that one right now. Welcome, Scott Bear. Quietly watching along while eating falafel for lunch. Scent of the day is ultra fresh. With Encre Noir Sport waiting for this evening's wear. I enjoyed wearing Encre Noir Sport the other day. Dr. Darblers need to do a saffron, says Pradeep. Maybe. You have to think as well, though, whatever perfume they make, they're going to be advertising their new material. So it has... unless they develop some synthetic materials, you have to kind of wonder, what are they actually going to make, you know? What are they going to produce? This is that Ostens perfume. It's actually really nice, that, you know. I'd wear that to go and just be around people. Oof! Excuse me. I didn't see a comment, Taffy. I haven't tried any of the white bottle Comme des Garçons. Add to the list. Let's see if he remembers, says Prohib. I love a thick cake. I want to try all the Comme des Garçons if I could. I should sample, says Often Licked. I like to try and get all the samples from the house when I do get samples, and it's really hard to do. It's really hard to do, and it does my tit in, you know. Oh, no. Where are we? Energy Diet Chanel still huge. Where are we? Rich. I want to try. I think Mike was wearing Kirky. Thank you, Taffy, says Karen. Rich, do you like Tom of Finland? It was okay. I didn't buy it. Comme des Garçons famous pieces of white t-shirt with a heart. That's one of those things where you're like, fucking hell, I could do that. I like seeing things that I know I couldn't make, and I just look at them. It's like watches. I look at watches and I think, fucking hell, I could not do even the remotest part of that. I couldn't draw a watch. You know what I mean? Perfumes. I know for a fact I couldn't make perfumes. I slate people for making shit perfumes all the time. There's no way I could make a perfume. I'd die. I'd blow something up. I'd blow my head off. You know what I mean? I'd at least lose my eyesight. The Converse collab too, Prodib, says Karen. Often it says, my God, I should wear Rien more often. Funnily, last time I wore it, somebody told me I smell like I just showered. Isn't it weird that? Has Rien Intense Incense entered the bro territory? I don't know, but I actually found it a little bit more wearable than the first one. Alien Extra Dose, I meant. I'm wearing something MFK made, not Kirky though. I'm really lately in the mood for vintage Pour Monsieur on Terre and Egoiste for some reason, because you have good taste. Not many have done justice to saffron. Closest was Saffron Troublon. Did you ever smell Persian saffron by Ermenildo Zenya? That shit was madness. Great cold weather wear. But have I not been able to find a sample of that anywhere? Good stuff. I like tar and garbage, says James. Hey, come on, confess. We know you love Curtis, says Mitra. Great saffron fragrance, probably, but A Quiet Morning by Miller et Bateau. I want to try their mint. I want to try their mint one, but they're very hard to find. Intense incense seems to have captured some beast mode mongers. Oh, God. I do like it. Have 2 bottles, says Micah. Hi, Mitch. Welcome, Robin. Hi, Mitch. Do you have done your miniature video yet? Not the miniatures, no. The soap video, yes. But not the miniatures. James says, I love my numero 10 for incense. I've got that. I've got that up for sale. I've got a little dinky 30ml of it. And nobody's bought it. Nobody wants it. Shithouses. Testers, which were cheap as chips, says Micah. I've reached the end of the chat. Good heavens. So, yes. I'm going to try and get Houdini and Jura Rose on the stream at some point together in the near future. I was going to do it, not the Saturday gone, but the Saturday before. But my head was just up my arse, and I was nowhere near being able to do anything remotely like that. I'm feeling a bit better now. I think that new medication I've started called ixekizumab, I think that might be starting to work, because me joints and me muscles don't feel like they're broiling off. Ken, welcome to you. Is Roger Dove Sultanate of Oman on the list of amazing incense perfumes? Jonathan would be able to answer that, and indeed he has. I'll read that in a second. Sam Haram might be a favourite incense, bloody brilliant. I like incense Avignon. You don't have to look past incense Avignon. There's a very subtle incense note in Encens et Lavande too. James said, my God, he made it. Yes, I'm here. I'm present. I got Santal 33 today, 50ml for €60 shipped. Could not pass on it. I'm waiting for the cold 4 days to put it to use. It's going to shine in that weather. Not a fan. It's the patchouli one as well, isn't it? Evening all. Welcome, Nick. Scent of the day was Balmain Vent Vert Parfums. Scent of the evening is Creed Bois de Portugal. I've got those Balmains somewhere, but such is the plight of my organisation, I don't know where they are. I really need to spend some time tidying this shit up. It's disgraceful. It's not dirty, it's just a mess. Mr. Burberry Eau de Parfum, my general practitioner. Carolis, how are you? You're wearing snow to yuzu. Do you know where Ramsey has gone? I do. He's at this precise moment in time, he is curled up on the sofa, wishing he never had those dodgy prawns yesterday. I don't know that he's going to come back this year. That was the last time I asked him. I keep feeling bad for asking him for updates and stuff like that. But at this point, I don't know that he's going to be back this year. Often Licht says, oh, I tried current owner water today. They had it hidden behind the counter. It's nice, very aromatic, slightly herbal, tea-like, but with the addition of something creamy, sweet, and spices. Have you tried the vintage version, though? I liked it very much, says Mitra. That Xenia Essenza line looks amazing. I wish I could sample it, says Spaced Out. I like the current owner Warren. If I didn't have the vintage, I'd have no problem buying it. It's the ones where the thing is with the perfumes, I've said this before, it's the first one you try becomes your reference for the whole perfume, you know? So it's really, it's your money. So it's just because I'm on a channel and my opinion, you shouldn't let anything I say stop you from buying something you like. It's just another opinion, man. I have not missed the boat on that vintage green tonic. Jermaine Salier was a fucking genius, says Nick. Ow. I need to test your rose star for scientific purposes, says Proddy. I'd peg my nose before I did that. Rich, what are the must-try zoologists? I've never tried any. Get the sample set. The sample set's actually really, really good value, and it's fun. And then you can make your own mind up, mate. That is the best way to do it. I had one of the best sampling experiences trying the zoologists. Fantastic. A great time. I bought bee, I bought hyrax, which I regret, and I bought camel, which I still have. What's the best of Bernard Chant? Let me contact Ramsey and ask him. He's got a video about it. Azure, that's a pretty good shout. Right, you're supposed to be the one with those answers, says James. Is there nobody at the brand that says, hang on, if we can't do the fragrance justice, we shouldn't remake it? No. They're thinking, how can we make this as cheap to make as possible and keep the price wildly huge and play on people's nostalgia? Nostalgia's such a dangerous thing. It's such a dangerous thing. In general, in principle, nostalgia will fucking come for us all if we're not careful. And nostalgia, things were never as good as you remember them. It's a scientific fact. Bonsoir. How's Vauxhall Jim? Centre that is vetiver d'hiver. My reaction to that was projectile vomit, says Maestro. Rich, are you ecstatic for the new Creed fragrance? The Oud? No. It's going to be fucking appalling, isn't it? They're so bad. Deep Vintage Devon is also good, says Duchamp. Ken says, we heard you say that Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme in its modern formulation is back in top shape. The modern formulation of Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme is actually very good. I enjoyed it. The one in the shop I smelled was very nice. Nostalgia can also be romantic. It's a myth. It's looking back through the fog of time with rose-tinted glasses. You're not getting an accurate picture of how things actually were. That's just the way the human mind works. You don't remember all the tiny little miserable fucking bits of shit that fucking drove you mad. You remember all the fucking amazing stuff. That's the first thing that comes to your mind, you know? Like bumping into an old best friend that you knew 30 years ago. You're like, oh my God, we shared like the best years of our lives together. And then you realise that 30 years have gone by and you're both completely different people and it's not 30 years ago anymore. Do you know what I mean? It's like, just keep the memories, you know? Don't go back. Don't go back. I read somewhere that Border Portugal is still in good shape. Yeah, I think I read that today. What do we have here? Some stuff needs to be left in the past where my memories belong. Totally agree. A Scala in Indonesia, a Bergamotto Merino for the gym. Ooh. I don't know why people wear scents to the gym. I don't understand it. Like, do it if you want to, but it depends. Whichever one was cheaper, Dallas. Wear that. I haven't tried many, but I love Halston Classic and Devon, says Nick. I had a bottle of Devon, I had a vintage bottle of Devon. I sold it. Bro, the Creed Oud bottle is just tacky GIT bottle. Yes. I read somewhere that Border Portugal is still in good shape. It apparently is. Shit and Rose, no thanks, Creed. I stopped to care about Creed completely. I don't even think about that brand at all anymore. Yeah, I said in that Green Irish Tweed review, and I'll say it in other reviews as well, they've completely abandoned what made them famous. Did you watch Jacob's review on Herbert Troublon? He really touched on something that bothers me. Guerlain is really putting Aqua Allegoria style fragrances in fancy bottles and asking 400 quid. Yeah, it's exactly what they're doing. He's absolutely spot on, as per usual. Really, he's got a lot of good insight, as Jacob. If the new Creed is oud the same way Royal Oud is, I want to try it, says Karen. No, it'll not be. It'll be a modern stinker. Welcome, Juan Herrera. Hello. Hi, guys and girls. Nowhere here in San Antonio I can smell Tower perfumes. That's a shame. Have you go on to the Lucky Scent website and you can get samples from there. But they are dabbers, and that's upsetting. But Lucky Scent does have like loads of different ones. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. I've won the shit out of the Euro Italia version in the last couple of years. I barely put it away, especially in the colder months. The Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme, that's interesting. Someone told me to wear geranium Pour Monsieur when it's cold. I might try that, just for shits and giggles. Rarity and scarcity add to the mystique, says Jonathan. Yes, they do. I think the best way to retain that youthful mindset is to always keep moving on and exploring new things. Don't get stuck in the past. Yes, it's also a way to break the illusion that time is moving faster as you get older. I wear a scallon Indonesia to the gym, says Jonathan. You like the new D&G Pour Homme in that frosted bottle? I had a sample of that and thought it smelled cheap. Got to try it again. I don't know that it's not in a frosted bottle. It's not in a frosted bottle. It's in a bottle. Well, it's not. It's a different shape. It's similar. It's similar to this one. It's not the same as this, but it's got a similar vibe. You know, there's a lot of that fresh air, kind of clean, fresh air, not empty air. You know, but like there's something a little bit fresh and alive about it. It's really good. Really. There it is. Dolce & Gabbana. I have the new silver and black cap modern Bois de Portugal, and it is fantastic, says Nick. You like grandma stuffs, James? I know, says Mitra. It's true, he does. Yeah, it's gross. Congrats, you now smell like BO and perfume, says Karen. Creed Himalayan batch smells just like the vintage, says Jared. I always hear the word batch and my neck sort of like retreats into my body, like my chin starts touching my chest. To meet girls that smell fresh and clean to cover up the sweat, says Dubadabka. Do both. Meet the girls and then get sweaty. Sheep Napolitana's grandma that is great. It's weird how I've landed on original vetiver being my favourite Creed, says Nick. It's a fantastic perfume and it's wildly underrated. It really is very good. And it smells like Mugler cologne. Yes, Mugler cologne is available. They also have different flankers. It's weird how I've landed. Sorry, GIT is the only Creed I have. Not sure if that'll change. Send your lawyers after him. Oh no, often poor soul has had a share of trauma with lawyers. Aventus Cologne is fantastic, says James. Rich, did you watch Luca Turd interview video? I've watched little excerpts of it. It's just his typical shtick. He thinks he's fucking fantastic. And it's like, sound, mate, you crack on. You know what I mean? You just fucking crack on with whatever fucking bullshit keeps you going from day to day. Colonia Essenza is always in your foreground. Do you ever wear it? Not as much as I used to. Not as much as I used to. I used to wear this quite a bit. Can't see through them. It's got a healthy dent in it, that, you know. But no, I don't wear it as much as I used to. I don't. And I should, because it's good. I like the Mir version of it. I've got the Colonia Mirror, which I'm selling the bottle of that, but apparently nobody wants it. Good perfume, that, but I just don't wear it, like. Thick air. Oh, I am a dummy. I was thinking of D&G light blue Pour Homme. That one I did not think was nice. No, I don't like light blue. 120ml GIT was a masterpiece. Yes, I've got a backup as well, thank God. Duck couldn't resist the cute and cuddly Luca with suspenders. Weird how he wears suspenders. What the fuck's he doing? Does he think he's a fucking trendy cunt or something? Cologne Indelible might be the best at what it does, says Germs. That's alright. Luca Turin's superpower is being unlikable. And he fucking utilizes it massively, does he not? Oh, fucking big girl that he is. Tested Himalaya yesterday. Didn't last too long on me. It's just a sample bottle. Don't know if that makes a difference. Have a sample of Royal Oud and Bois de Portugal. I'm hoping those last, says Juan Herrera. Possibly. I don't know. I get quite good performance out of my creeds, the older ones anyway. Oh, that is so good. Oh, it's one of the best smelling perfumes. I should do that. The best. Oh, fuck. Bit me cheek again. The best smelling perfumes in my collection. People wouldn't get it. New people to the channel wouldn't get it. They wouldn't understand what I meant. I'm trying to be objective. Cologne Indelible is fantastic to whoever mentioned it before. It does exactly what it does. It does what it does absolutely perfectly, says Vauxhall Jim. I am going to dehydrate, my friends. I must dehydrate lest I explode. And no one wants that. I hope you will enjoy this delightful selection of perfumes before you. And I will be back. And I'm also Quack. Please like the stream. Like the stream if you haven't already liked the stream. Oof. Oof, I'm stiff. Good Lord. Oh. Ooh there. Okay, I'm back. I took a couple of pictures out of my window. I'll show you. Please hold. Oof. Okay. Let's see. Where are they? Camera. Right, I'm just going to delete these. And then, here we go. There's one. I don't know if you can see that, how well you can see. I'll post it on the Discord. See what you think. See spot run. Okay. Let's check out what's going on. What? Okay. Can't let me break down perfumes with my nose. I can't get over that. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, he is an absolute bullshit, I like. Lucas said Baccarat is his signature scent. Yeah, well, that says everything about him, to be honest. You got to file your teeth down like a llama. If I can have wool like a llama, I might let you do it. Llamas have got really weird teeth. Turin always looks like he's wearing stuff from a thrift shop's reject basket. Smelled out of Portugal and smelled amazing, says Juan. Chanel's lawyers are scanning for anything sue-worthy, says Karen. Is there any Chanel out the front here? I don't think so. Can't wait for autumn, says Dallas. Yeah, autumn is coming, friends. 6 weeks away now. Maybe 7. Sebastian doesn't seem sue-worthy, says Dubadabka. But they do sue. He's been sued twice. Karen, don't scare us like that. I have their bottle and a thumbnail. Vasco says, did you enjoy Shadid? I haven't smelled it yet. Anyone has scents lined up for the fall? I have to finish Maison Violette un air apogee. It's halfway done, says Dallas. What did you take a picture of? It was the sky. Super chat all, says Misha. Yes, if you wish to super chat, that would be most agreeable. I am 6. I am 6 on my way to a goal of 10. And there are 34 minutes left to do it. That's a large unit. I also have to see if the brand do refill bottles, says Dallas. I lost all respect for Turin, not that I had a lot to start after hearing his comments about Monadiorio. What a dick. Absolute fucking helmet. What a bastard. John agreed. Nobody cosplaying as a somebody. That's what he is. Chanel can sue D's nuts, says often liked. Karen says, I am excited to wear Angel again. Yes, my mind is starting to turn to the darker seasons, friends. I'm looking forward to it. Carvan Arm is my new addition for autumn and winter. Looking forward to wearing Derby and Bellamy more too, says Deep Dab Wave. Red Dead Dad says, I cosplay as myself. Yes, you can cosplay as your entire self except your shoulder. You cannot cosplay as your shoulder because it is not your real shoulder. Oh, did they show you the shoulder that they took out? Poop. Thank you, James. Poop. Poop. We are up to 7 now. Excuse me. Often Lex says, any fragrance is a summer fragrance if you have enough to stand for the people around you. Yes, that's right. Anybody familiar with Carven Arm? Thoughts? Carven Vetiver. I've smelled it once. It was very much a vetiver. I know that sounds like a strange thing to say, but I don't know. It didn't stand out to us as anything particularly great, like. And they wouldn't let me keep it, says Red Dead Dad. That's harsh. It's your own shoulder. You should be allowed to keep it. Karen says Red Dead Dad's shoulder went from an A cup to a C cup. It went from military industrial complex to Skynet. That's what it did. Mitra has said, love, in her super chat. We now have 8 super chats. Amazing. Thank you, Mitra K. And thank you, Germs, a lot. Thank you both. Honestly, I'm ready for Shergi in the fall. To me, nothing is better, says Germs. I love my Shergi in the fall as well. I'm looking forward to wearing Ambra Sultan. I'm going to wear some Ambra Sultan. I'm going to try and finish that bottle finally after about 10 years. It's literally nearly 10 years since I started, like, down the niche sort of thing. No, it's longer than that. Jesus Christ, what year is it? It's 2025. Fucking hell, I'm all over the shop. Is there an exclusive Duck membership? I looked at it and I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm certainly not going to do it yet. And I don't think I'm going to do it at all, if I'm being honest. I want to look into it more. There's part of us, because I know there are some diehards who turn up for everything every time. Part of us is like, you know, part of us is like, yeah, could create like a club and do that. And then the other part of us is like, since they're diehards and they always turn up, do you really want to monetize that? You know? So I'm thinking about it. It would depend what, because I know there are levels. Like you can be like, I think that might be Patreon actually. You get certain levels to do certain things. So I'm very much undecided about that. But I have thought about it, and I'll look into it and see what happens, you know. Come on, people, 2 more. Let's go, says James. Let's go. Don't forget to subscribe, says Red Dead Dad. Yes, if you want to subscribe, please subscribe. We are friendly people. For anyone who wants access to exclusive content. That's right. I don't know what exclusive content I would do. There would be times. I mean, recently I'm going to be honest with you. The last 3 months, I've really struggled to get out at like 1 video a week. But that's because of the way I've been feeling, physically and mentally. The two are interlinked. And I'm starting to feel a bit better. Touch wood. The last time I said I was feeling really good, it was this time last year. And my health fell off a cliff, like. So I'm just a little bit, you know, I don't want to say fragile, but I could do with just making sure, you know. I need to get some exercise into it. Pardon me. Ken Dodd's dad's dog's dead. Christ. Poor Ken Dodd's dad. La Couche Diable hits the spot in the cold. Might have to back it up. Shergi made me fall for Surge back in the day. Yes, I remember that. I've got the green version. That's really good. Very interesting. Yes, John. Love it when it snows. Twitch has Prime subscriptions where people can link their Amazon Prime to give you $2.50 USD every month. It deleted my first comment. Who did? Did what? What's happening? I never saw a comment come up. I think that's part of the monetization shtick. Wow. Hi, Dad. October Surge sure does, Jonathan. Yes, Surge stream sounds like a win, says Jonathan. Let me see the Pavarotti. Okay. Which one? I've got this one. Here. I'll put this back. Here. There you go. There's the Pavarotti. Unsure where I've put the other one. Don't like the other one. I'm ready to say it. Don't like the other one. That's going to go by the fucking... I might try and sell it. I might just give it away. Give it away. Give it away now. But there's the Pavarotti. Sensational. Green version. Yeah, there's a green. The green version of Chergui is the one in the Palais Royal bottle. And it's different. It's different. It was reformulated around 2012, 13. And it's different. It is different. I'll do a... Have I done a comparison on it? I did it! I got a little thing on my screen which has like got some ticker tape. How fun. We achieved the goal, friends. Thank you. Karen says, are you going to stream with him, Germs? Says Karen. Carolis says, did anyone try Eclin de Fume? Some people have. If content is too frequent, it stops being a treat for me, and I haven't even got the time to follow all the really prolific content creators. It's not going to become a thing where I'm making videos every day. I'm not doing this for money. No. If I can just get a little bit extra every once in a while, if people want a super chat or super thanks, I imagine I won't have many more streams like this where there's loads coming in. It would be nice if I set a goal of 10 super chats every day, every time I streamed, but that doesn't mean I'm going to start streaming every day. So don't worry. Like I said, the content's not going to change. I'm not going to start reviewing Latafas. I'm not going to start reviewing clones. I'm not going to start fucking... I'm still going to say they're bloody awful and people who wear them are dicks. I'm just going to keep doing it, but it's going to be a case of making a few pence a week and people being able to super chat. Oops. Fucking hell. YouTube just invited us to fucking buy me own super chat. No thanks. Surge stream, heck yeah. Dahlia, I don't have a mic. Ass out for stream with germs. Excuse me whilst I whip this out, says Karen. Tim Wilcox, thank you, Tim. Doesn't say anything, but thank you. £2 well received. All donations are well received. Thanks to the participants, Rich Mitch just achieved the goal. See the goal. Start another goal. No, too far. I got the Chergui Confit de Parfum oil, which I enjoy layering with the EDP. Aha! I do not have it to hand. Or do I have it to hand? Let me show you something often licked. I could actually send this to you. What I am about to show you. Aha! Where is it? Oh, shit, that's not it. Right, take the microphone off. Hold on a second. I'll be here. Don't you move. Oh, where is it? There it is. I could actually send this to you, you know. Oh, I've got a Feminite Dubois there as well. Look at this. See this? I don't know if I've shown you this often, Licked. I don't know how long you've been watching. This is Summer Geste La Rose. Very, very short-lived run of 4 perfumes that they made that are trans alcohol. There is no alcohol in this perfume. As such, I could send it to you. It has no alcohol on whatsoever. It is simply an oil. And it smells absolutely fucking glorious. It's a little bit femme. It's a little bit femme and young, but it smells amazing. It smells so fucking good. Oh. Goal achieved. You achieved the goal. What was it? It was to get 10 super chats. Thank you, everyone. You are very kind. We did it, lads and ladettes. Do you feel the feeling of accomplishment? I hope so. Never tried, they have, says. Oh. To be fair, I paid good money to hear Pavarotti sing Give It Away, Give It Away, Give It Away now. He'd do well. Technique would be perfect. I own Ekrin, says Often Licked. It's a nice boozy vanilla with some powdery dry cocoa and tons of spices. I don't know what we did, but I'm happy we did it, says Alicia. I don't know, Nick. I need fragrance content. That's why I watch all the live streams, says Dallas. Review Parfum de Marly, LV, and Amouage. All the money is there. Yeah, no. Eclin de Fume worth a go then, Often Licked? I've had it in my cart for a while, says Jonathan. Germ says, me too, I'll join any ass stream, anywhere, anytime. Green juice incoming, says Germs. Reminded me of Eau Gingembre, but smoky, yes, says Karen. So when will you give us the final impressions of the Immortelle Solaire? I don't know that I'll do a video about it, but I'll come back to you at some point, Pat. Don't worry. Remind us again on another stream. It's very nice, but I don't think I'm going to buy it, is the short answer. I would say it lasts well over 24 hours, though. Jesus. It's worth sampling for sure. Very powerful and dense. I definitely like having about half a dozen fragrance videos and a couple of live streams a week to watch in my feed, says Nick. Wow, that sounds interesting, Rich. Sounds great. I like my stuff a little bit femme, says Often Licked. Congratulations. It's very hard to find. I don't know that you can find these, but I genuinely think I could send this to you because it has no alcohol in it at all. It's a perfume, but it has no alcohol. You can't make it out on the bottom because these stickers are fucking appalling. But it's lovely. It's lovely. There's a little bit of pollen in there as well. It's got that very floral, slightly pollen. Rose in bud. Rose not in bud. Rose in bloom kind of thing. I would put Araby in top 5 surge ever. Not me. Too sweet, too rich, too sickly. I bet being a perfumer is awful. You know the ingredients so much that all the magic and fragrance has gone forever. That's why I don't want to learn about ingredients and stuff like that. Araby is a tough get, says Jonathan. John, I have a few samples, but I haven't picked up a full bottle yet. I definitely will at some point since it's cheap now. Love gingembre, maybe I'll wear some to bed tonight, says Often Licked. Oh, I need Ekrin, it's been in my cart, says Alicia. I'd probably wear J-Hag, not a perfume if I'm made. Juliet has a gun, not a perfume if I made perfumes for a living, says Karen. Cheap and fragrant, sounds relaxing. Love Araby, she is sweet, says Alicia. John, I'll be getting their latest rose too. I really liked it, just straight up rose and nothing else. That's kind of what that is. It's very interesting. I might go sniff the Serge Royaume de Lumière this weekend, says Pradeep. You're making me really curious. I am a huge rose fan. I'm still waiting on the new Les Odorants episode. They recorded So they didn't record last week because there was hell on Instagram. Some horrible woman from a shit brand called it a Zionist podcast based on the fact that Dan's Jewish, which is just a disgraceful thing to say, based solely on the fact Dan's Jewish. Like she has a problem with what's going on in Gaza. I have a problem with what's going on in Gaza. Everyone has a problem with what's going on in Gaza, apart from Benjamin Netanyahu. And fucking, I'm going to get demonetized for this, aren't I? That doesn't mean Dan's got anything to do with it. How the fuck is Dan getting catch and strays off her for that? The fucking bad cow. That's wild. Fuck her. Yeah, there goes the monetization. Yeah, well, it was nice while it lasted, you know. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. What's the name, James? Pradeep. Nice to report back. Alicia. Jean Lafitte Tour de Fer. Who even knew Dan was Jewish? Zionist just means you want Israel to exist. We should really stay away from these topics now. And I want to as well, to be fair. That's not my understanding of what that word means, though. But a lot of these so-called liberals are just waiting for an excuse to hate on them. Yes, that is absolutely true as well. That is absolutely true as well. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Everybody's just waiting on a reason to hate someone else and blame them for their problems. Or blame them for other people's problems. And it's true. You know? Everybody is always externalizing the plight of themselves and their world. You know, I had a good summer. Picked up Indonesian Amber Supreme. I can't wait to see what's in store for fall and winter, says Delis. Is that all you picked up? Is that all you picked up this year for summer? I tend to buy fragrances out of season. I haven't bought that many fragrances recently. I got that Pavarotti because I found it for an outrageous price, and it's a Pavarotti, but it wasn't a great blind buy. That's one of the worst blind buys I've ever had, actually. Bought it based solely on the strength of the first Pavarotti. And it wasn't good. It wasn't good. Really wasn't, you know. Oh my God. Thank you, Dropout. That is very kind. I will give you a heart. A lot of haters in the world. Yeah, there absolutely is. Only time we have unity is when there's a tragedy, unfortunately. Yes, that's human nature as well, though, isn't it, you know? Eau de Parfum. How are you? Do you own any clones? No. Not overt clones. Not like not fragrances that are made to smell like something else. No. I own things that smell similar to other things. Maybe I don't anymore. I've sold so much stuff. So I could make the case for stuff like, you know, like a few of the creeds. You know how the creed fragrances used to be that they would basically copy a designer fragrance that was made by the same perfumer a few years earlier. Like Paco Rabanne Excess is basically Himalaya, or Himalaya is basically Paco Rabanne Excess. I need to sample Satori and Mendito Rosa, says Pradeep. Oh no, says Dallas. I picked up way more. I picked up Eau Sauvage, Big Bottle, Rochas Femme 84, Paco Rabanne, Roadster, Bergamot, and Marino. I've got all of them. Sense for Thought says Satori didn't impress me at all. Diet Coke, cheers, says Lily. Dropout, love. Yes, thank you, Dropout. You are very kind and lovely. Thank you to everybody who has sent super chats. You are very kind. I am unworthy. Eau de Parfum says Creed is expensive. Why not buy a clone? Because I don't want to buy clones. They're shit. They never smell like what they're supposed to smell like. That's massively overstated. I disagree with clones on principle. They're just ripping off somebody's work and profiting from it. The ingredients aren't up to scratch. It's literally a bad photocopy, a bad counterfeit. You know, it's a rip-off. I disagree with it on principle. I disagree with the fact that they're taking someone else's work and they are... Is there an element of theft? A bit. It's a very fine line they're walking. I used to be a lot more militant against clones. I would sit there and say outright that I thought clones were theft. That was my whole thing, that I would say clones are theft. And I would judge people for buying them. I don't do that anymore because of what the perfume houses have done to their prices over the years. It's not natural increase in inflation. They are now, the perfume houses have brought it on themselves. I've got no sympathy for them at all. They've absolutely done this. They've crushed the discounter market. Discounters are dying. And it's going to come back to haunt the perfume market, actually. It's going to come back to haunt these people. They say it's one of the biggest growing industries. I've no doubt that it is, but a lot of it's clones. I massively disagree with clones. And I do not go out there and actively tell people that I think they're bad people for buying clones and stuff like that, but it's just nothing I would do. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I would get the original fragrance, or I would just go without. You know? I would just go without. There's nothing wrong with wanting something and not having it. You know? Life is full of that sort of thing. The shit that goes on these days is that people are told, right? People are told that you don't have to go without. You can have everything. It'll be fine. You can do a little trick. You can bend the rules. You can skirt around it. The problem with doing that is that you lose all clarity about what's real and what's not after a while. And they are poor counterfeits in the end. And that is my opinion. Other people feel differently. Your favorite content creator feels differently because they get a fucking fortune for talking about them. You know? And it's a death spiral. It's an absolute fucking death spiral. The whole system is in a death spiral because people are being pushed towards clones by the brands like Creed, like you said, by other brands that make it, like LV, which price their fragrances at obscenely high prices because they've got the badge on, you know? It's bullshit. Then the clone brands make the clones and they make them cheap and they're nasty. They're cheap and nasty, you know? They wouldn't be able to sell them so cheap if they weren't cheap imitations. Shout out to Cheap Imitation. And then you've got influencers being paid to market them, you know? Sell you snake oil, essentially. A cure for what ails you. And that's why not buy a clone. Just get the real thing or go without. The real thing is infinitely better. All right, I gotta go. Okay with my new camera. Congrats, Chuck. Thank you. Cheers, Jonathan. Oh, well, what it do, says Alicia. I sampled all of the Satori in Japan, and they are a lot cheaper. Their performance was ultimately unacceptable. Satori by Sartori Parfum, says Pradeep. Tim says, I haven't touched either of my summer buys. Idol by Luban and Vanilla Van. They'll be coming out in September and October, though. Dobadabka says, Creed Original Santal is a clone of Mont Blanc Individuel. Yes, that's true. And Dupom. I love many old Creeds, but yeah, Himalaya and Original Vet are shameless copies. Yes, they are. Made with higher-end ingredients. That's what they are. A Dropout and Christina may carry the best aura among all of us, says Flora. Flora notes. Yes, I think they are. They are goals. Absolutely. Yeah, I got those fragrances off your video. All great finds. That's why I'm curious on Pavarotti. Would I like it better than an Air Apogee? I've never smelled that, mate. Finding a clone you like is just looking for cheap synthetics that don't bother you. It's going to smell cheap to anyone else who knows what they're smelling. Yes, you're not going to impress anybody who knows. Recent Original Santal is kind of flat. Says they can keep Original Santal. I had a vintage, like a proper vintage one, like a late 2000s version of it, and it was fucking horrible. Jesus. Satori by Satori was good. A touch of funk in there, but 3 hours of performance. I also like their green tea one. Rich nearly started his own clone police force, says Lily. I'm very much against them personally. But I don't judge people for buying them now, because the brands have made it so, you know. The brands have pushed people towards that, and the community's in a death spiral in a lot of ways, you know. It's turned into an advertising. It's turned into like Blade Runner, where, I mean, I've seen Blade Runner, the new one, and it's like where everything's augmented reality, you know? Like, that's what the internet's becoming. It's becoming like augmented reality. Everything is about selling you shit, you know? And that's what the fragrance community's become about. It's about selling you shit. You and Francis Kirkjohn have something in common. He also believes clones are theft. Yeah. I'm not surprised with the amount of fucking Baccarat rip-offs. So we're going to see a French Avenue Rich Mitch? We're not going to see a French Avenue Rich Mitch fragrance. Unlikely. I don't know what French Avenue is. But I do know what Premier Avenue is. Premier Avenue was a good site. Was a good site. Eugene had a partnership with them for a while, and he just fucked them off because they were shit. Are you saying average person will know it's cheap smelling, or people who are into perfumes? Depends how good their nose is. I would say personally. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. That's exactly what I said. Reading comprehension at 100%, says Karen. Instant gratification is not that satisfying. Yeah, exactly. Plenty of great real fragrances to suit anyone's budget, so why buy knockoffs? That is becoming less true. It is still true, but it's becoming less true over time. Cheap and nasty was my nickname in high school. Still is in some places, Lily. Agreed, clones are shit, says J. Paul. Stop it. Cheap imitation, you have stepped in. I love you all, friends. I'll watch the recording later. Long live the duck. Thanks, Dropout. We all love you too. The price of designer niche fragrances are infinitely higher than the cost price, so a market for clones was created like this. That's exactly true. It's exactly true. Can you blame people for buying clones now? You know? I can't. I would have. I used to. I used to say I thought it was bad. People shouldn't. You know? And now I don't. You know? Now I don't. You can't defend what the brands have done. You really can't. You really can't defend what the brands have done with their prices. fucking disgusting. The average person doesn't need to be into perfumes to be able to pick out when someone smells like a cheap room spray versus a Creed. Very true. Christina Cameron, I wish that were true. If that's your lane of work. Just to play devil's advocate, you could consider most things you own: a clone, your car, your toothbrush, your bed. Yeah, I get that. Everything's like built on a design, but there's the clone perfumes are made specifically to smell like other things that they aren't on purpose. That's the intent. Duo fragrances, dog shit. I'll tell you something else as well, right? There's a lot of niche perfume, right? What we laughingly call niche perfumes that are clones of other things. They're just glorified clone houses. Xerjoff. Almost all of the original Xerjoff line were clones. We've all heard the story of how that brand got started. It's fucking bullshit, like, you know? But a lot of niche houses, look at Parfum de Marly, same thing. A lot of their original fragrances, all clones, all rip-offs, basically. Things that smell very, very similar to other things. I gotta go. See you later, Dallas. There are losers who wear clones and tell people they're wearing the original. If people ask, yes, that's an absolute crime on their behalf. And one day, I'm pretty sure they'll look back and they'll say, oh, God. Probably says, Anna de Armas was hot, though. I don't know what you've said was for. She still is. She's fucking immense. She's a very pretty girl. It's weird to me how big of a status symbol expensive fragrances are. Some of the brands are selling more because they've raised prices. Yeah, it's become the whole... That's another thing. That's why we're in trouble, because of the whole flex culture that we live in. The Instagram thing. The Instagram, the... What's it called? TikTok. The attention economy. I can't even get people to consider a €50 girl on Vetiver because people dismiss it for being cheap. They think a 400 private line stuff is better because it costs more, plus easier to flex with. It's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is. I rarely talk about price outside the fact of complaining about how expensive shit is. I never say, this is 400 quid. Yeah. You know what I mean? The only time I mention the price is to complain about why shit's so fucking expensive now. It's like niche designer brands or CDs and clones or MP3s. Yes, I can blame people for buying clones. There are cheapy scents that smell amazing. It's like buying a fake bag. Yeah, it is exactly like buying a fake bag. Just find something in your price range that's good. Yeah. Chanel Sycamore was a clone of Encre Noir. I'll tell you what, you're not far off. I sold my Sycamore EDT, and I kept Encre Noir Speed Wolf. Nick car design is not art, says James. What's not art to us is art of the people that designed them. My mod privileges were revoked. Now I can't see all of the super chats, says Lily. Unlucky. Sycamore came out in the 30s, yeah, but it didn't smell like what it smells like now. Even Chanel have said that. It's a completely different fragrance now. All designers are, but I'd argue the things you mentioned are more utilitarian than perfume, or at least the finest perfume. We should mention prices more so people from the future can gauge if they're getting a good deal on the secondary market. It's a good idea to talk about how much shit costs. It's the thing that's the drawback for Les and Demodable. But they did do 100 ml of Vanille Havane at €315, which, when you compare the quality of Vanille Havane to... When you compare the quality of Vanille Havane to the quality of an LV fragrance, it's night and day. Vanille Havane wins every single time. For me, I don't partake, and I am not the demographic for those LV fragrances, though. But I think which is I'm going to say something really stupid here. I think that Vanille Havane is objectively better than any LV fragrance. Now, if you think about that statement, it's ludicrous. It's absurd. Because how can you think something is objectively better? You can't. So it's like, but to me, it's such a wide chasm. Like, why would you spend 400 quid on an LV fragrance when you could spend like 100 less and get a fragrance that's 10 times better than any of their fragrances, 10 times better than all their fragrances put together? Eau de Parfum says people can spot a fake bag or a fake watch. I'll tell you what, I'm interested in watches at the minute. And I like looking around the watch community because it's quite vibrant and interesting. And I find I've said this earlier in the stream, I've said this before, I find watches interesting because I would never be able to make anything remotely like a watch. I don't even understand how they work, if I'm being honest. And it fascinates us. I just find that really compelling. Same thing with perfumes. I couldn't make a fucking perfume to save my life. And yet here I sit telling other people that I think their perfume, I know how to smell a perfume. I know what my tastes are, you know. I know what I like. I think there's a lot of people out there who don't know what they like. So the watches, to go back to the watches, those super fakes and those super clones now, they're fucking outrageously good. Mate, they're fucking frighteningly good. You wouldn't be able to tell these days. There are people who get robbed on the street for their watch, and it's not a real Rolex they're being robbed for. It's madness. But Eau de Parfum says people can spot a fake bag or a fake watch. I'll take your point. I do take your point, though. Like, you can see it with your eyes. It's much more reliable. But if something smells good, it smells good. They don't know or care if it's a clone or not, although I'm not a fan of clones myself. So I would say to you that your point is actually wrong. You've made the point there, is that if something smells good, it smells good. Yes, it smells good, but it's not what they are copying. It's a counterfeit. It's not the same. It doesn't smell good. It just smells nice. It doesn't smell as good, you know? I suppose part of it's the law of diminishing returns, you know? As you get better and better and better and better and better stuff, the more you've got to put in to make those gains is fucking painful, you know? Current Sycamore smells like Two Man from Comme des Garçons, but it doesn't smell like Encre Noir's part. Yes, many just want to smell good. You can get perfumes that smell good. I'll tell you what, right? If you want to smell good every day, you can buy bottles of Isoe Super, right? That are diluted into alcohol, and just put that on and you will smell good, and you will smell good for a long time. You can buy bottles of Ambrox, and that's just watered down, put into alcohol and put it in a atomizer and just put that on and you'll smell good all day. If you want to smell good, do that. I'd rather you did that than you went out and bought a clone. Also, the common person doesn't view perfume as art like we do, yeah. You've got all these people talking about perfume as if they're like really heavily into perfume, but they're talking about clones. You're not. You're into making money. You're into clout. You're into partnerships, and you're into selling things is what you're into. You're not into perfume. You're just not. I'm sorry, but you're not. It's just that simple. It really is. And if that sounds damning, and it sounds, if it sounds short and it sounds contemptuous, it's because it is. That's because it is. And it's your problem. It's their problem. I don't have anything to do with it. And I can sit here and pontificate about that all I want, because my hands in that respect are clean. You know? Are they bad people for doing that? Not necessarily, but you the aspect of it where you bring in the moral side of it, it's basically you're not in it for the perfume, you're in it for the money. And yet you sit there and tell people, because the problem is you go out and you tell other people to spend money on things you wouldn't spend money on yourself. That's the case. It's outrageous, really. It's actually really fucking scandalous. And there's so much money involved. The hopes of actually accomplishing anything and stopping it are almost nil. You know? There's fucking nothing that's going to stop it because there's far too much money on the line. You've got brands like YSL, which is what literally until 10, 15 years ago, one of the best perfume brands ever. Like up until L'Homme or L'Homme Lanaway de L'Homme, up until Lanaway de L'Homme, one of the best perfume brands ever. They are now sending out fucking PR packs to dickheads. I'll tell you how bad it's got, right? You've now got perfume companies who have got influencers on the payroll, and I mean they have got young women who are perfumers, right, on the payroll, working for the companies like Givaudan, Ashley in Paris, that perfumerism, right, sitting making content, pushing content out, right, just getting people to buy more stuff, and they're doing it with that kind of edge where it's like, I know a little bit more, I've got more credibility, I can be understood. It's like, well, in a way, you've got knowledge, but the fact of the matter is your game is still selling things. It's not about perfume, it's about selling things. You're not a perfumer, really. Not anymore. You're a salesperson. You know? You're in it for the money. 3 years ago, Chanel's exclusives 200ml was going for less than 300. Yes, it was. Fragrance is utilitarian to most people. Maybe yes. People, I think it's more casual. LV hasn't impressed me. No, they're shite. They're all terrible fucking things, but they're on trend. The thing is that they're on trend. It doesn't matter that they're good. The perfumers, I think, personally, I think the perfumers like Jacques Cavalier, like Alberto Morillas, know that the perfumes they're making now aren't great perfumes compared to the stuff they made in the past. But it's their job. It's actually their job. You know, to them it's not great. Maybe, like, if you look at Kirkjohn's story, Kirkjohn's a bit of a tragic figure, really. He tried to make loads of interesting stuff and he bought it. So now he just hits the fucking bullseye every time of what people want to buy because he lost heart. And also he likes being an influencer as well, so he kind of turned to the dark side. Smell the difference between Club de Nuit, Intense Man and Aventus. Yeah, I think everybody can. That's another thing as well. These influencers are there to just try and keep the hype turning over, you know. You have people put them sitting side by side. That's another thing that's egregious as well. Side by side test. Side by side tests. You can totally tell the difference. You really can tell the difference. It's not the people who say, yes, I can smell the difference. It's the people who say that you can't smell the difference. It's 1-to-1. Fuck off, it's 1-to-1. You lie. You lie. You lie. It profits a man nothing to sell his soul for the whole world. But for Club de Nuit, Intense Man. For Armoff. For Lattafa. Tell you what, I smell clones in the original fragrance. The fragrances do smell better always. Yeah. It's not a controversial point at all. What's controversial is people realizing that they're being fucking just basically sold to by people they thought were genuine about it. They're not. Can too, Karen, but not many cannot. What age did you start collecting perfume? 16. When he was 13 in 1932. Kind of feel like I'm that age. ISOE Super is like $15 for 1 ounce. Just buy some ethanol and you're good. No, don't do it yourself. Buy some that's been mixed just wear that. I don't like ISOE Super. Don't wear it then. Evening, Tom Aitken. What do you think of the modern version of Koros? Really nice, actually. Really good. Better than almost all the other shit you will buy on the market still. I need a bottle of Koros, says Alicia. Yes, you do. Karen, didn't the guy who owns Montal get hit with a copyright suit? Tells you everything you need to know. There's a lot of things he's been hit in a legal sense of. There's nothing I'm going to say on a stream, nothing I'm going to say in public, but he is... Yeah. Latafa or Armoff, Duck? Neither. I don't have to choose. When these fragrance influencers call themselves experts, I cringe at the statement. Oh! Fragrance expert, bless Manny, I love him. He's a great lad, and he's an OG, and he does love fragrances. But by God, no, come on now. Fragrance expert ranks fucking sports stars as fucking thing. I know what he's doing. He's taking that idea from another genre and he's applying it to fragrance. I get it. It's fine. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm not calling him out or saying anything mean about him. I'm just like, how a man? Don't do that. I'm saying that with a massive grin on my face. Manny's a proper one. I still think that Gent Sense is genuinely in love with perfume. He just can't. It's a job now, you know. He was making fake JPEGs before his own original fragrances. Pierre Montel. He's not. That's not his name. Yes, YSL was born and something went wrong. Money that went down the pan. Tom Ford left. To be fair, that's what fucking happened. Dior's doing the same now. Dior's in a death spiral. Speaking of death spirals, how many US industry plants in Paris now? Yeah, quite a few. Demi Roland has a track record of trying to be in the spotlight for over a decade. She was on reality TV in Australia. Look at Erica. Fucking Erica shagged old men to get on TV. You know what I mean? Smells the same in the air. No, the fuck it doesn't. No, it doesn't. The quality is astronomically different. Yes, it is. Where is our dear small to pour on? It's right up there. I can see it. Oh, you're after the harsh chemical 30-minute opening. It's exactly the same. Yes. Having to macerate your own fucking fragrance. Go and fuck yourselves. One day people will cotton on to that. People will cotton on to just how much bullshit that is. It's laughable. I now laugh at people who do that. That's my new kind of jab now. I used to say clones were theft, and it's like, well, it's hard because you can't really call people fucking thieves for fucking buying perfumes that are clones because of the state of the fucking... It's like Robin Hood and the Sheriff of Nottingham, you know. But trying to tell me that you need to macerate your own fragrances and I'm going to call you fucking very bad names and make you cry. Demeter pineapple to cover up that god-awful one. The Demeter fragrances, they make a pizza fragrance. Modern Koros is wearable as fuck, went through 250 millibit. Yeah, the modern Koros is brilliant. Like, it's probably more wearable than any of them since the original. Like, that's I'm gonna rank my Koroses. I'm not gonna tell you anymore. Montage Pour Homme. Hello, Rich. Hello, Miles. I want to buy D&G Pour Homme so much. The modern version's fine, I think. Bro, you been serious about Borenia Extreme? Yes, it's true. Remember to masturbate your fragrances? Yes, I've heard that one. Bro, I hope we aren't losing Hermes. That's horrible. Just poor decisions from them, to be honest. Anyway, I've gone on too long. That's it from me tonight, friends. I've had enough. My throat hurts. I'm tired. I'm sore. And I've had a good rant. That was nice. Fuck people shelling clones. It's fucking bad stuff. It's really bad. And I would tell them to their face. I would tell a room full of them, you know, fuck them. But there we are. Not to worry. I appreciate all the super chats. You're all far too kind. $103. $103, friends. That is madness. Proud of you for getting monetized. Oh, Lily's too nice. She's nice in public. She bites us. She bites me when we're in private. She's like one of them cats. You're like, oh, that's a nice cat, isn't it? You got a stroke and it's like, you're like, what the fuck? Thanks, Karen. Karen's nice. But Karen doesn't bite us in private, though. Anyway, I'm tired and I'm sore. Well, you can cash out next month now. Yeah, that's kind of there's a process you've got to go through. Which if you know me and fucking, honestly, I didn't have a laptop. I literally bought a laptop before Christmas last year to get it in like a sale, and before that I hadn't had one for about 8 years. And I'd only had the previous one for 2 years before that. And before that, I'd never had a fucking laptop. I do not give a shit. I do everything on my phone. I do everything on my phone. And my laptop's there. I literally only use my laptop to stream with Galen on stream. Oh, God. I bought it because I was ashamed of my performance on Les Odorants, and my audio was absolutely disgusting. But not to worry. Thank you very much, everyone. It's been fantastic. Fuck clones. You're better than that. And I will see you all again soon. Good night.